Hello guys, so time for a new game, new season of the International Championship. It has been running for a couple of weeks now. And yeah, as usual it consists of seven games. There's quite a strong lineup and well as expected for Grandmaster division. There is Wolves, Majondor and myself, then there's PV4, Saru, then there's Genghis IP, and also Funestus. So yeah, I expect tough games and a tough season, uh, uh, and tough season overall. So for this first game that was finished, it was 3P versus Wolves and Majondor. Wolves is from Ukraine, I think, and Majondor we already know from Australia. And both are very strong 3P players. I mean, they're strong overall, but I think Majondor at least is maybe arguably the strongest in 3P. And Wolves, I don't know what. I mean, he's strong in every player count, but also in 3P. So there are at least Nostradamus, Mikey from H1, and then there's some Mikey stuff, St. Pete's, Great Wall maybe. All the culture guys are here in H2. Also Maria with the liner and also Suez, but no Cook. And yeah, H3, Gandhi and some science dudes. Red Grass, but no space flight. So yeah, let's see where this game is headed. Wolves in first position has a pick, well, a rather tough pick. Two wonders, two nice wonders, and also EG. So for Majondor, it's gonna be quite nice. Yeah, he's likely to get EG and a wonder, unless, well, there's really no reason to take EG A here over one of those wonders that are probably the best HA wonders anyway. So Wolves takes pyramids. I still think that's maybe a bit stronger than Stonehenge, but also with some maybe possible Mikey or Darwin plays. Maybe the Stonehenge is quite nice also, but yeah, once more in a vacuum, yeah, pyramids is a bit stronger. Under Stonehenge EGA, yes, nothing to discuss. For me, there was a leader and a card. Either way, yeah, there's no point taking Colosseum. But my opponents have a wonder already, so it was mainly between Zanzu or Boudica. And with Zanzu getting discarded like this, and there's no other military leader in HA, so Boudica is quite strong. So just Boudica and Richland. Wolves then elects to go for Hammurabi. Yeah, it also means that there's no military leaders. Hammurabi is quite strong also, but then again, yeah, for 3, I mean, he's strong, but maybe there's, I mean, both Moses and Homer could work, Aristotle could work, but then again, he's for 2, so maybe it's really between Moses or Homer or Hammurabi. And yeah, Hammurabi has the best potential, probably, but with having pyramids, also Moses and Homer could work. So this also means he has no free population, but he can control the deck in first position. So that's a real problem. Yeah, and also had he not taken Hammurabi, would have been available for 2 Simulaxes for Majondor, and that's the best combo with Stonehenge Hammurabi. So maybe that played played into the decision there. But obviously, there's a lot of leaders to choose from, even like this, and there's also very subtle synergy. Some very early science can be gained from the wonder and from taking gods. So I don't think Mayondor's unhappy with this. Because for the usual stuff, for me, there's no H1 wonder showing now, so I just elect Boudica, take an early iron, and also take Colosseum, so that delays my production a bit, but I still like this early iron for 2. I really can't skip it. And yeah, so I want to have a wonder in the works. Yeah, there may be a slight chance if there's 2 science event revealed that I could even go for the iron right away, but that's obviously unlikely, but still a small possibility of that. Draw Dark Ages and colonies. Let's see. Maybe the Dark Ages could be interesting since I already took iron. I can, in any case, go for it quite soon. So it might be a interesting event. So now that Nostradamus came out quite soon, then maybe it was a bit weird to take the Hammurabi for 3 just to replace quite soon, but obviously Nostradamus is quite strong, a very strong leader. Goes for the lab. And also make sure that he has a free population, even though that means earlier consumption, but missing out on the religion here would be quite annoying, so I get it. And only A cards on the row for 1, so yeah. And sees an early code, and yeah. With Aristotle gets the bonus and also can go for it next turn very easily. Also picks up printing press, just scores 1 science, and also hasn't committed to a lab yet, so good work. In 3P, printing presses are very playable. So it looks like a nice start for Majondor as well. So I decide to seed the Dark Ages. I will be making sure that I can go for the iron next. So it's a bit of annoying that wolvs already got Nostradamus online, so he has full knowledge of everything, so that's very strong, obviously. I still want to start with building a mine. So if I built a lab instead, I would have for sure the science to go for iron, but yeah, it would seem that I can be one of the 2 the strongest player here. So was it? I'm not quite sure why I went for. I could have then maybe gone for a straight up iron had I gone for the lab. I'm not quite sure why I chose to do it like that. Well, I can anyway take knights, which is very strong with Colosseum. There's really not much to take. I mean, Brand Circus could be interesting. There's beer in the game, but I also have that happy face from the Wonder. But yeah, to be honest, I have no recollection why I chose to build the mine over lab here. So wolves scores an early monarchy for 3. Yeah, he probably doesn't prefer anything else from the row. And the third MA is obviously good with Nostradamus. Well, yeah, he also takes bread. So he can't even go for monarchy unless he is eyeing on maybe doing a revolution, but that would probably mean corruption. So yeah, I'm not totally sure about that. Majondor starts to go for those presses. Yeah, good stuff. I don't see it, but I go for the iron 2 upgrades. Start working on the Wonder as well. So that this is a bit annoying to leave code on the row, but then again I'm very low on science and have no real way to go for the code anyway at this point. So yeah, I'm still wondering about the not going for the lab play. What the point was. Beats me. Of course, the one igloo meta is quite strong, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see. So yeah, like this, I'm still, but I wouldn't be if that. Yeah, I'm still not in consumption, but it's more. So I suppose. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just trying to figure out. Wolves then goes for the code instead, and can actually now set up a revolution. So maybe it was the monarchy pick. He just didn't have much else to do, and probably saw that I go for the iron, and also probably saw that I'm not likely to take code for 2. So like this, even though if you were to go for the revolution, it's not the greatest. While already having gone for pyramids and code, it's still probably fine. Trade is offered but not taken. Majondor finds iron for 1 and also Leo for 1. A really solid start. I see that good harvest, I think. Just to see something. I took masonry. So maybe I was already thinking about Mikey, since both players already took a leader, so I'm guaranteed Mikey. I'm still very low on science, but at least Boudica still gives me gives me the sense I think I've been taking the science all the way, so it helps a bit. So having masonry could make my key very strong. And then just pop and go for one upgrade. Yeah, I already have the knights. Warfare doesn't maybe do that much. I will have Colosseum quite soon. And maybe can even go for the second lab at some point. So just the revolution, yeah, without corruption, that's still probably very strong. So seven actions for now. Yep. Open borders between the other two players, always annoying. Gonna go for some more strength. Yeah, that is about to flip. And also go for the code. Yeah, took a while to go for the code. Because I found the iron as well, but yeah, still fine. The rich land for the last upgrade. And yeah, he needs to finish Stonehenge next turn. So like this, I will have the Boudica military resources for this turn. I go for masonry. Then I also need to go for my key right now, otherwise it just doesn't work. Place, build a unit with those free resources. Also show tactics. I'm still weakest for now, but yeah, there's one more development from HA. And just finishing gets me out of corruption at least, but I'm still on one igloo. So while I have nice rocks and nice masonry, it's still I'm a bit lagging in the science department because I chose not to go for the lab. But also with going for Mikey, I could maybe get my hands on Universitas, so that could help. But yeah, obviously I'm quite a bit behind in the science department. Well, I actually chose to build even another warrior to be even strongest. So I have some things going for me, but not all. Well, this definitely helps. Goes for warriors, adapts a tactic, takes a lot of cards that he can now. Yeah, I think that's very strong. Can go for alchemy next turn with the cultural heritage. Yeah, playing with 7 CAs. Yeah, this early on is quite nice. So Stonehenge finished taking Theo. EG obviously at least away from me, even though I have nice rocks, but he can obviously use it himself as well. So here I don't seed, I can take and finish St. Pete's while also getting out of corruption, so I didn't want to mess that up with anything from the deck. And that's a decent draw. At least the pact could be quite useful this early on. And there was also the Universitas coming down, but yeah, with wolves having a lot of CAs, it might just get deleted. Well, he needs to take 3 cards out of those to make it for sure, and then again Majondor also could be interested, so yeah, I was not too happy. Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure that that was still around by my turn. So yeah, wolves decides to start going for some food. Yeah, he saw that good harvest that I seeded. And yeah, takes enough cards to for sure delete the Universitas. And his weakest doesn't seed. It goes for another library. Swordsman. Yeah, this obviously hurts his military draws. Doesn't draw any for now. Hasn't drawn, or will not have drawn anything from H2 until next turn. And this doesn't make him not the weakest for sure, but maybe I have no nice way to fix my strength for now. But yeah, I had seeded Dark Ages on my first seed, and Majondor has 13 science. So I actually seed here the strategic 1 territory. I thought that was maybe a bit more neutral than the inhabited. That could be nice for maybe Suez or nicer, depending on what I draw, obviously. Haven't drawn a nice tactic yet. So the main reason to just push something was the Dark Ages. And yeah, it was that. Yeah, Majondor would get hit quite hard by the Dark Ages, and also had it come out now, I could just build another lab and then be sure to go for scientific method next turn. So if it was revealed after my turn, even if I build another lab, I will lose my science, and then I could not go for scientific method next turn. So it's maybe a bit annoyed maybe that I seeded it. Now I'm on low science production and would have a nice way to maybe get more. But for me, losing that one is very, very annoying. So I was willing to seed into this while being weakest, and I know about that one card that's in there. It also means that I can't this turn offer that trade agreement, but that might not be too bad. I have nice resources, and getting one more food production could mean corruption, and like this I just go to 0 food, which is quite good with Mikey. But I did not manage to get the Dark Ages out of the deck. Still, yeah, so building the extra lab here doesn't really make any sense unless maybe the Dark Ages doesn't come out, but then again wolves is quite sure to seed. So I decided to get the scientific method still, and Newton just to have a nice way to boost my science a bit later. So doing this low science play could still work a bit with Newton and a couple of those scientific methods. That would put me at 8 production quite soon. Well, once I elect him. So that was the reason. get hit by a Reign of Terror. At least I have a population, I think, to disband. And also taking the centric method, I mean, yeah, but there was no way for wolves to go for it now. But yeah, he knows about the Dark Ages. And kind of like this, just go for the alchemy and just get his science up while staying on four science, so looks quite good for him. And the coal is needed for future. Majondor does not seed, maybe doesn't have anything to seed, would be strongest and not weakest. That's very strong Darwin. So he will actually jump up to 6 culture production while also finding a republic and get it with the Darwin discount, and annoyingly just before the Dark Ages hit, he can go for the republic. At least he chooses to use the breakthrough, so that will be a 1 science breakthrough. So some nice cards. Still goes for Theo. It's basically just 1 happy face Theo, but still helps. Also Cannon. Yeah, so Darwin just doing a lot of work already, giving two civil actions. So while yeah, we are probably in the halfway point of the game. Majondor now goes for Darwin and starts to get some culture himself. I have some nice Mikey production, and in other departments I'm low on science, but nice rocks. And yeah, it's still a playable game with Mikey. There's all the wonders. There's Ocean Liner, Suez, Transcontinental Railroad. All nice Mike wonders with masonry. I see it, international agreement. Yeah, at least. Yeah, I want to trigger the Dark Ages now. Just have the option to now build a second lab and go for the scientific method maybe next turn even. Probably not electing, I mean, depending on what wonders are shown and so on. So maybe I'm not electing Newton just yet, but getting the science up even before that is quite crucial. So had that not come out, I would have been once more in at least 6 science and just in the same spot. Losing that one would hurt. So luckily it came out now, and I can finally start going for some science next turn. Yes, so I had some corruption. Like this, it still sucks to leave breakthrough on the row. Well, corruption also sucks, so just having having built those steps is better. And also when we take a look at, well, my wolves has a lot of actions. I could definitely be interested in Ocean Liner, and my other, yeah, very interested in Ocean Liner. So like this, I build 2 steps so I can finish the railroad on 1 step, and even if the Ocean Liner would be on 3 step actions, I can take it. So good harvest came out, good means some corruption for me. Some at the time I see it was a very different game. I just wanted to probably see something to reveal something, but now it may be a bit annoying. Because for arenas, rifles are very crucial to him. Web is very playable, and breakthrough. So yeah, that's taking a lot of nice cards and getting some stuff built. Like this, coal next down is it's the likely play. And yeah, for me the seeding of international agreement obviously a bit tied to me taking the railroad. Some more population is lost. Yeah, Majondor has the EG1. Like this, he has a sure way to use it nicely, even gets the statue built, and his position is very strong. So it may be a bit hard to keep up, even with Mikey. Also architecture. I steed economic progress, which obviously may be a bit optimistic. And then again, I will have some nice rocks. Should maybe get my hands on some food solution. But that's obviously quite risky. It will be revealed in the near future, then maybe even before I could possibly go for oil or something. But I didn't like seeding ravages, obviously, for my happies. Like this, I just don't have to have a worker in any happiness building, so I didn't want to seed that. I was strongest, so I wanted to seed something. Well, I wasn't actually strongest. I was weakest. I just built that one. So maybe it was a bit too risky. Did I reveal? No, actually, yeah, foray. So, yeah, probably that was just a mistake. Well, I was getting strong anyway. Just, yeah, I don't like that seeding. Since I was about to get stronger, so probably a mistake. Still, it still has some potential, and also missing political action is not too great. But I think in this case, once you're about to get stronger or be strongest, it could be a case for refraining from seeding. It's not that I have hand space issues. I can just get rid of the historic maybe. But then again, also the historic could be even played with the Suez. Could help me with my. It would be worth 3 happy faces for me. But I could just get rid of ravages and aggression maybe, even the tactic, though it could be used in some cases, but yeah, I don't like that seed. Railroad built, and I went for the scientific method, but I still didn't want to lose Mikey just yet. Could still do some work before switching, and now I can finally at least get one copy of Breakthrough, so still okay. Wolves doesn't seed, goes for coal. Can't go for 2 upgrades, is 1 rock short. Strategy. Yeah, it would be nice for Majondor, and also nice for just for some good. Like this, you can get 2 upgrades to call next turn quite safely, and even gets another nice yellow card. My territory came out. One by wolves, both quite cheap. Yes, I go for very cheap team sports with architecture. Grabs rifles, maybe away from me mostly. And yeah, 10 culture production is strong. But as you can see, there's no ocean liner coming out, but at least there's Suez. I have wealthy 2 and historic 2. And for the economic progress that I see, that wealthy could be quite nice to get the most or get the best out of the economic progress. So I still decide to go for Suez. It will be my only colony for now, but still probably fine. Like this, I can just replace and go for even another scientific method with Newton, ending up in having 11 science next turn, so that Republic should be mine. So at least like this, I still have some nice rocks. My food is lagging, but I now have nice science and nice rocks. But yeah, the culture side will be on Majondor's favor, since I lose Mikey and he has a nice Darwin. And I don't have a real nice tactic yet. I have hussars, but that would require tanks most likely to be of any use. I draw Ico and Freedom. Both are quite interesting. Could be played. Wolves doesn't see it, goes for Bach. He has the drama still. Go for those upgrades. Play wave. Play. Yeah, he can also play the rifles and also drama for the discount. So that could be a strong end game for him. And upgrades one arena to that drama. So he's starting his culture production right now. Majondor doesn't see it is the weakest. Just takes patriotism. And selective, and also the ocean liner. Yeah, I could still go for it since I have a nice Newton play into the Republic. I would take it for 1 and then develop it for 3, so it would mean that I have 6 civil actions left. Yeah, I couldn't. Obviously, I have the Suez in the works, so yeah, it wouldn't wouldn't work. But again, it's quite strong for me as well. He hasn't committed to selective breeding yet. It's a nice way of getting that online. So yeah, it wasn't a denial per se. And it's another unit while it's still H2. So yeah, let's take a look at the overall score after my turn. The H ended. So yeah, that's Republic for me, which is a big boost. And I just have exactly also the rocks. I have exactly the science, exactly the rocks to finish US and just get the wealthy out. also opera. Wanted to have a way of using my rocks, so I think that was a very essential pick. And I also took reserves for 3. Yeah, well, I have no food yet. That will give me one more population right away or next turn. And I didn't want to spend 3 actions to get selected. It probably will be available for me next turn anyway. So I seeded knowing that the international agreement was on top, and I was not going to win it. But I wanted to seed the iconoclasm just to have it in the next deck. So that was the reason I still wanted to seed into that. And also, yeah, the international agreement also makes it so that probably wolves will take it and doesn't seed. And the economic progress is in the deck, so wolves like this probably doesn't seed. Majondor maybe seeds, so it's a 20% chance in that scenario that economic progress is revealed. So I might have time before that to get my production up even more. So what did he find with it? He found computers, urban growth, and cannon. Yeah, can't go for the computer right now, but still, nice boost soon. Builds the theater with the urban growth. Get some more goals. Some more upgrades. Military build up also. And cavalryman, so it's ready for any tactic from H3. And destroys now. Let's see if Majondor seeds. Indeed does. And the Ico is the first one to come out. And yeah, it was obviously I saw that it could get real bad with Bach and also Darwin. I mean, it sucks to lose Newton also, but I luckily was already able to get my Republic, so the civil action side is not that bad for me anymore. So it was still relatively best for me to lose Newton, but still wasn't like I wasn't too happy about losing Newton either. But probably I needed to play it to have any shot. And my other gets hit already, losing 2 civil actions while he took those cards. Could have taken those for 2 apiece. And also finishes the liner. But he could have had Darwin also could have maybe taken an overgrowth with it. So definitely it also hurt him quite a bit. So yeah, I probably missed. I also seeded refugees in this next deck. So there's for me there's economic progress and refugees. So I seeded it towards the end of H2. Probably missed it in this video. It was the turn before I seeded iconoclasm. So it made my turn a bit. It wasn't that straightforward. I mean, losing the refugees would be bad. I could just go for Curie to be not the weakest, and I will actually go for Curie here. But like this, let's see the turn first. I go for more infantry. I wanna start using my MAs. Would be a bit weird if I didn't. So like this, I get quite a bit stronger for the refugees, and for maybe like this they could skip seeding since I get stronger, maybe fearing strength events. So there might be a chance that I can get the economic progress or the food up before the economic progress is revealed, even like this. So a bit of a strength push here could make them not seed. Yeah, of course the trade-off here is this mechanized agriculture would be very strong for me and might still be worth it for many reasons, just to get the food for sure upgraded before the economic progress, and there's also red cross. So this was a really tough turn, and like this I actually even go for the curry play. I mean there's gates also in the game, but rocks maybe not the resource I need most, and there's obviously curry earlier is better than other later, maybe a few turns later, so I just wanted to get this curry online already. Wolves could use curry quite well, so not entirely a hate draft. I still get 2 culture, 1 science, and 2 strength from her. And like this I can still take selective from the row. So it's not exactly the mechanized agriculture, but yeah, this was the sort of a midway turn between just getting stronger and having some potential to boost my food before economic progress maybe come out. But we'll see. And yeah, it's on top. But still, I made sure to get the full rocks of that. While I fought the pact, I was just on the non-corruption range. So yeah, I kind of missed out on that, but that's how it goes. Now wolves has a very nice way of getting those computers online. So they can make ag. Like this, he's not making it disappear, so decides to still take it, since Majondor probably won't take it. I understand. Shows the tactic. A late science pact between the other 2 players, so it would make it a bit harder to catch up. Majondor mainly. Yes, the tactic also. With the Ravadi I can go for the military theory next turn, or maybe Air Force. So it's looking quite good here. So for me, I seed Impact of Happiness. I still have St. Pete's. I will go for, well, I will still probably go for the Opera. Just, yeah, had I revealed the refugees would be a bit easier, but I still have the reserves for population, so at least I can get an Opera going without disbanding, and also getting out of corruption. But sadly, like this, I'm 1 science short of going for selective breeding this turn. So I just upgrade the last warrior, take a bunch of cards. Demo, I mean, if there's nothing too interesting, could be even a revolution could be possible, but maybe not the most likely play. But yeah, this is obviously a bit annoying the economic progress came out uh, sooner than would have liked, but then again I chose to take that risk. But having that mechanized agriculture online and get the extra production, that would be a nice red cross. And now it's just not very useful. I draw the other copy of Wounded Army and Aggression. I'm still strongest, and there's the refugees. Wolves decides to see it and gets hit. Yeah, the jobs is quite useful. With science backed, yeah, that's a lot of culture too. Well, needs to disband to be even strongest, but at least safe from any aggression for now. There's both air forces on the row, but he, like this, doesn't take it. But he probably can defend with that tactic. Just build another one if needed. Air force taken. Goes for the food upgrade just to not get famine. And some nice cards. Plays the rev already and goes for the military theory, so yes, he's looking very strong. Well, he's looked strong the whole game, but still continues on that path. This colony probably played by wolves, and he wins it for cheap. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a famine situation myself. And then it was about there's another mechanized, but I chose to go for the side tip for cheaper. Build another theater. I wanted to take the Air Force, so that really didn't work. Had I gone for the mechanized, I would have used. Yeah, I couldn't have built an opera. Had I gone for a double upgrade to mechanized and take the Air Force as well. So yeah, the Air Force being there meant that I just go for the selective breeding. There's still a couple of turns left, so the extra food will still help me. Being better balance could be played in some scenarios, but probably mechanized agriculture would have been better for that. Wolves does have mechanized in hand, and overall maybe easier way to get up to maybe 8 to 10 production per category. So I still didn't want to cede the balance. I actually ceded freedom of movement this time. Yeah, so I wanted to take the military theory, just for some impacts and strength as well. For impact of culture and variety. So yeah, let's actually just now take a look at the overall score. Yeah, I'm not still too much behind Majondor, but he's still looking very strong. There's, I think, internet is in the game, and it just didn't feel like I can overtake him, but I still felt good enough about maybe staying ahead of wolves. So maybe at this point, yeah, Majondor still has a lot of potential. There's peer in the game, and probably he's safe from any war. So it looked like he's still the man to catch, and I really saw no way of really catching up. So at this stage, at the very latest, I was mostly eyeing on beating wolves, and the impact of culture could be a nice impact for that goal. So wolves goes for the food, even more food, endowment, some more jobs, culture, and also rabbi. At least I get this back. Will be even nicer for the impact of culture. But Majondor just keeps upgrading those libraries, takes some reserves, and even has Gandhi as a backup if things start getting weird. But probably he's no real threat with all those yellow cards and all those texts and all the science. So I see the impact of culture. Yeah, I know at this point I won't be winning it, but being second is quite sure as well. I get the freedom of movement. I see that I can put iron into opera. I still take the reserves. That lets me pop twice next turn. Also, rough idea that would with tanks. Yeah, it puts me at 15 science next turn. I could go for, let's see, rockets. Yeah, rockets and tanks. Yeah, so that puts me a bit safer. There's still sort of a tiny, well, not really a threat of war, but at least those attacks are quite nice. It's not a territory, probably seated by wolves. So I did not end the age like this. It didn't feel like, yeah, I saw that wolves doesn't have any war play. I'm producing a lot more culture than him. I'm still quite well rounded up in my civilization. I don't have the most population, but I thought that prolonging the game could still be worth it. Or it's at least pretty neutral at worst. But also, well, actually, the fast food, even if the age ended, wolves could have taken and finished it. And for me, I don't think there's that much war potential with this setup. I probably can't go for a war myself, but I just felt in general I still outproduce him in culture, even though he has chops. So I just kept the game going for one more round. This goes for some more culture. So yeah, not ceding the balance seems like a good call now. Since I don't have that much population, getting it up to that sort of 9 to 10 range would be a bit costly in other places. So Majondor knocks on wolf's door, doesn't get the aggression through. But yeah, there's a strong peer. Can just go for the movies and start going for ridiculous culture production, and even taking more cards. So after Majondor tried attacking wolves, I just felt that maybe I could slip one in as well. I had impact of balance and impact of variety in hand, so I'm not drawing anything anymore, so balance is probably not the best one. I can still see the variety last turn, and it's gonna be Olympics time next turn, so aggressing next turn is, or prepping an aggression for next turn doesn't really make sense. So I just tried since it was not sure that he can defend. He only had 3 cards. And probably just gonna seed the variety for the last political action. And also not revealing any impact, since a lot of impacts, well, not a lot of, mainly architecture gets better like this. Also science gets better like this. I can just pop twice, and I have just enough selections to build two multimedias. So wolves then see it, and at least as architecture, that was a pretty big one, having built those before that. Wolves has placed the endowment, goes for some more job sculpture, pops and gets ready for harmony while finishing the wonder. So it's still quite a bit behind. There's my happiness, I get the full potential, and also Majondor. Yeah, he can just keep trolling those buildings, and yeah, 34 culture production. It's hard to beat that one. Even gonna go for some more unit upgrades. So that's a respectable culture production. Also the Olympics. So that's yeah, hard to beat that. There's agriculture played by wolves, and I seeded variety. I can still make it a bit better. Civil service doesn't. Well, yeah, it does, because I didn't have any code. So it helps me with that for 2 sure points. And then I don't have the most I can do. I'm 1 rock short of building another multimedia. So I just wanted to get the variety a bit stronger, just disbanding a unit of infantry unit and putting it on the cavalry. And it doesn't make any difference to my strength. I'm still second strongest. Yeah, I adopt the Legion also, just for the lols. So before final scoring, yeah, Majondor is quite well. He's not too far ahead, just 23 culture, but doesn't seem like it's in range. And wolves also, he's 19 behind me, so that probably won't be. So it probably the standings will remain the same throughout the impact scoring. There's industry, relatively strongest for wolves. Variety is quite nice against wolves, at least. Culture, yeah, good one. The government, I didn't know about that, but the civil service really paid off. And colonies by wolves. So it's still, yeah, I don't think the extra turn there did too much. It probably would have been the same, more or less, had I ended the age or not, so it didn't really make a difference. But at least after being on low science for a long time and low food, I was still able to be a second, and that was probably the best result of this game. For many turns, I was thinking about getting second is the best one, best possibility for me, and I was able to get it, so I'm not too unhappy. And yeah, Majondor played a strong game, and congrats to him for the win. So this one kicked off the season. Not the best. No, I mean it's I'm happy with this result, so I'm not gonna complain. And another 4-player, the first 4-player game also is finished, so maybe I'll have time to upload it quite soon. So yeah, let's close up shop for now. And thanks for watching, and bye bye.